For those of you guys that follow the My Career series, episode number 2 is up on the second channel, so make sure you go ahead and check it out.
Yeah, 2k22 swear to God I'm taking over 9.
Huh? What are you listening to?
Henry the Blasian.
Brand new.
I've been trying to fuck it up. Silly yo, I be gone like Cheerio. Really though, swear we finna get the goal.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Henry the Blasian here, and welcome back to another video. Now, you guys see the title of the video. Today, I'm here to help out the budget ballers, man. I know I haven't started my No Money Spent series, and for those of you guys that are asking, it's likely not going to be starting until November, which is usually the prime time for a budget player. Now, that doesn't mean it's not a good time to be a budget player. This might have been the best start ever to being a budget player that my team has ever set up for anyone. Now, there's a bunch of budget cards everywhere, but which one specifically do I recommend you put on your squad? That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Today, we're going to be uncovering the discount demons of NBA 2k22. Before we do get into all of it, man, if you guys are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. We're on that grind to 300k subs. You guys have been showing an insane amount of love, and thank you very much for that. Also, I know you saw it in the intro to the video, but if you haven't seen it already, episode 2 of My Career is up on the second channel. Link will be in the description, and let's aim for 2,000 likes on today's video. But the way we're gonna do today's video, guys, is I'm gonna go through the point guard spot. I'm likely gonna recommend 2 cards to you guys, and then 1 extra on the side if you really have a certain budget, and then we'll do that for every position. So you'll really be able to make a 10-man lineup if you really want to at the end of this. Now, again, these are all recommendations. This doesn't mean that they're the complete best cards. In my view, they're the best. You might have a completely different play style that completely writes all this off, but if not, I should be able to cater to most of you guys, and this should help you guys out a lot for the most part. Now, not only are we going to be going over the cards, but you guys will also be able to see the animations as well. That way, it'll help you kind of judge if you really like the card and the jumper and not just the stats. But with all that being said, man, let's get started. All right, man, so to kick things off, we got a card that dropped on the first weekend of 2K coming out. Still a beast to this day. 89 overall, Ruby Colossal Damian Lillard, who's going for about 12,000 MT right now. Now, if you can't afford this card, I will mention an alternate who plays almost the exact same with this card that you guys might actually prefer. But Damian Lillard, this card essentially is built to be an absolute offensive nightmare. If you were the type of person that was looking to pick Trae Young as a starter, Damian Lillard is the card that you're gonna love. 6'2", 90 offense, like I said, going for about 12,000 MT, and the stats really back it up. 85 driving layup, you got the mid-range, you got the three-pointer, and in the background, you can see a lot of his animations. From the behind the back, to the crossover, to the jump shot, this Lillard's got it all, man. 80 driving dunk on top of that, which not many cards at the beginning of the year have. It's really rare that you find a combo of an 86 3-ball and a really nice driving dunk like that, but this card's got it. 86 ball handle as well. Now, the weakness of this card is definitely going to be the defense. Lillard will be getting exposed there, but at the same time, if you honestly play on ball, you can defend pretty well for the most part. And this early on in the year, defense isn't really going to matter like that too much. Now, obviously, having better defense is going to be way more beneficial, but if you can play some decent on ball, Lillard can hold his own. I recommend you just put Lillard on their shooting guard who doesn't know how to dribble, and then put some kind of defensive player on your starting lineup on their point guard, and then you're going to be doing so much better. But athleticism, it's all looking great, and even when you get to the badges, he's got a grand total of, what is that, 47 badges? Like, he's really not playing around. From the catch and shoot, the glue hands, the circus threes, unpluckable, stop and pop, a lot of these badges that he already has are super expensive in the auction house. That mismatch expert is no joke. The dimer, the blinders, silver limitless spot up, and chef, like, they really bless this Lillard on an offensive standpoint. Now, if 12,000 is a bit expensive for you and you were looking for something a little bit cheaper while still kind of having the offensive capabilities of the Lillard has a twin in this game, and his name is Ruby Baron Davis, who does sacrifice a little bit of offense, and by that I mean he doesn't dribble quite as good as Lillard and doesn't have quite as many offensive badges, but the Baron Davis, he's only going for about 7,000 MT, and he's a much better defender than Damian Lillard, and on top of that, he's 6'3" instead of 6'2". So that's kind of 2 options you guys already have off the bat, and we still have some more point guards to talk about. But this Damian Lillard for 12,000 MT is definitely a solid pickup. Now, if you're somebody that's got a higher budget and willing to spend more to do a bit more, then this 90 overall Amethyst Fred VanVleet might be that guy for you. He's going for about 15,000 MT at the time of me making this video, and he's a solid card as well. 91 offense, 87 defense. The only thing he can do that Lillard can is going to be that dunking, but like I said, Lillard offers that rare offense where he's able to dunk and shoot the ball. But this Fred VanVleet, just like Lillard, he's got very good sigs. He's going to be a very good three-point hunting card, and shooting is very easy in the game this year, so don't be worried about seeing that 83 three ball. It's basically a 90. He's got the driving layup. He doesn't have the driving dunk like I mentioned, but very good ball handling and passing. And the one thing he can do that Lillard definitely can't is defend. Take a look at that 85 steal and 85 perimeter defense. On top of that, he's even faster, very good lateral quickness, and he also comes with a Hall of Fame badge. Giant Slayer, 17 gold, 24 silver, and 5 bronze. I mean, somebody in the mid-tier budget, this could be a very good card to pick up. You got the dimer, you got the pickpocket, you can see his jumper in the background. It's saucy. I like to show you guys the animations on top of that because I know attributes don't necessarily mean anything if you're not able to green those jumpers or if you're not comfortable with them. So if you like the animations that you guys are seeing in the background, then this Fred VanVleet, guys, might be the guy for you. A lot of people like to worry about height this early on in the year, and I promise you guys, even though Fred VanVleet is 6'1", he will give your other team problems. Already got the silver glue hands, the clamps, the quick chain, the interceptor, tireless defender. A lot of these badges, like I said, guys, are going to be expensive. And even though these might not be the cheapest cards, they're going to be a great investment for any sort of budget squad. So Fred VanVleet is that guy. Now, if you're somebody that's got even higher of a budget, then let me introduce you to budget Derrick Rose, also known as 91 overall Amethyst Stephon Marbury, who's going for about 23,000 MT. So if you got a higher budget, guys, this might be the best value point guard in the game because he's got a nice little combination of Fred VanVleet and Damian Lillard. This card is literally Derrick Rose, but for cheaper. I'll show you guys in the background that Stephon Marbury and Rose have the exact same jump shot. Both are the exact same height, 93 offense, 84 defense. And when you look at the stats, man, 91 driving layup, 79 three ball, which is an 80 plus with floor general and your coach. This guy actually has a driving dunk on top of that, which is another reason I call him the budget Derrick Rose. Insane ball handling and passing, very usable defense at 78 perimeter and 76 steal. And look at how fast this man is, dude. 91 down the line. If you're somebody that was very comfortable with Derrick Rose's jumper, this Stephon Marbury is going to be an absolute green machine for you. And for me, being someone that used the Diamond Derrick Rose, who has a lower three ball than this Marbury, I know this Marbury can definitely do some dangerous things. 1 Hall of Fame badge, 18 gold, 17 silver, and 3 bronze. Again, this is more on the higher end of a budget player, and in my opinion, I think the point guard and center position are where you should spend the most MT, because those end up being the two people that end up having the most ball usage or are most involved in an offense or a defense. And having someone that can really dribble and get the job done while being able to get to the rim is something to definitely consider on your squad. So that's going to do it for the point guards, guys. Let's jump into the 2. Alright, so to start the shooting guard position, man, I've seen way too many people make the mistake of picking up people like Amethyst Ray Allen just because they're the bigger name, and on top of that, the more exciting gem color. But do not sleep on this man right here, who might be the best value shooting guard in the game next to the obvious Sapphire Jalen Green as well. 86 overall Sapphire Duncan Robinson. If you're looking for a Ray Allen, Klay Thompson type sharpshooter on your team, Duncan Robinson is going to be that corner sitter or hash sitter for you, because this card, ladies and gentlemen, it is so dangerous. And I think he's only going for like 2,000 MT. If you're a budget player and you don't have this card on your team, I don't know what you're doing. You see in the background, the man's got one of the craziest jumpers I have ever seen. 87 offense. Now the con is he's not going to be the greatest defender, so I would recommend having a defender either at the 3 or the 1 that's going to be able to hold their own in the case that there's going to be switches involved. But when you look at this card, man, 78 driving layup, like I said, he's there for the shooting, 89 three ball, and 85 mid-range. Now one thing to remember is that this is a glitched Duncan Robinson, and they really put the Duncan in Duncan Robinson, because look at that, man. 90 driving dunk for Sapphire Duncan. He's got the 3-ball and he's got the dunk in transition. No ball handle, so he's not really meant to be that guy again, which is why I recommend you spend more on your point guard. The defense isn't the greatest. He may not be the fastest player, but again, this man's only here to do one job and one job only. That's going to be shooting the ball. You cannot tell me that there's something Amethyst Ray Allen is doing that's going to make him worth that much more MT than this Duncan Robinson, because both of them are just meant to catch and shoot the ball. Both have insanely fast jumpers as well. You can definitely argue that Ray Allen might have the faster jumper, but Duncan Robinson for 2000 MT, where do you go wrong? 15 gold badges, 8 silver, and 3 bronze. You got the catch and shoot, the corner specialist, the fearless finisher, the glue hands, posterizer, blinders. Like, they were really blessing the budget cards this year to start it off, guys, and honestly, it makes me regret not starting the no money spent early on, but you know what, it'll pay out later off. You guys can see it right here though. This Duncan isn't meant to be anything fancy, but if you're a budget player looking for somebody that's not gonna miss when you dish him the rock, Duncan Robinson is gonna be that guy. And if you've got a bit of a higher budget, then I'm gonna recommend this brand new 91 overall Amethyst J Rich, aka Jason Richardson. This card was the best shooting guard to drop on Tuesday, and we got the Diamond DeMar DeRozan on Tuesday. The one mistake a lot of people make is they think just because a card is a higher gem tier, it means it's going to be better. This Jason Richardson is almost better than DeRozan in every way possible. 6'6", 225 pounds, 91 offense, 86 defense, going for about 23,000 MT as well, and the card stats go crazy. You got the driving layup, the mid-range, the 3-ball, the draw foul, and a 95 driving dunk. I know dunking isn't exactly the meta this year because it can definitely get blocked, but if you can have somebody that's athletic on your team, definitely a big bonus. He's also got an 82 ball handle, so with a shoe or floor general or a coach boost, he's able to, you know, speed boost and create his own shot. Not bad on defense either, which is crazy to me, is that this card is a better offensive and defensive player than the Diamond DeMar DeRozan. 80 perimeter, 79 steal, 72 block, very good athleticism as well, pretty decent lateral quickness, and badge wise, even though he might not have all the OP badges in the game, he can hold most of the good badges. You can give this card clams, you can give him quick first step. Now the only con to Jason Richardson is the fact that you're actually going to put badges on him. So if you can actually buy one for like an extra 5,000 MT that's already badged out, it's going to be worth it, because it's better than paying like 10,000 MT for a silver quick first step when somebody's already put it on him and then sold him for a discount price. But he's got that Hall of Fame limitless takeoff, the catch and shoot, the corner specialist. His jumper feels so much cleaner this year than it did in previous years. It's so much faster. I like it so much more. I was actually debating doing a gameplay on this card. Heck, I still might, but you guys see it, man. The posterizer, green machine, hot zone hunter, unstrippable is such a big dub. The fast twitch, the hustler, and like I said, he can hold any badge you want, but that's also a con at the same time, because you can't give him every single badge. He only has so many badge slots, so you might want to decide how you're going to play it out with this Jason Richardson. Do you want him to be more offensive, more defensive, more balanced? That's up to you. If you guys need any recommendations, ask me in the comments and I'll help you guys out. And then if you want something that's in between Duncan and Jason Richardson, I'm gonna recommend this Ruby LaMelo Ball, who even though dropped on the first weekend as well, is still one of the solid and better budget cards in the game. The jumper is fire. We're not gonna talk too much about this card because he's been around for a while now. 6'6", 81 3-ball, solid driving dunk, can play make, has decent defense. I mean, this is a very good all-around card to have at the shooting guard position. I don't know if he's the greatest 3-point hunter because me, myself, I haven't tried it. You guys might have, but LaMelo Ball, man, for a card that's going for about 8,000 to 9,000 MT, I think is a very solid pickup if you got the price. So if you're on the lower end, Duncan. If you're on the higher end, J Rich. But if you're in that middle area, LaMelo Ball might be that guy. Alright, so jumping into the small forwards, man, 89 overall, Ruby Darius Miles, who might be the best value budget card in the game right now. I mean, this card is nuts. Whether you play him at the 3 or the 4, we're saying he's a 3. I see a lot of people playing him at the 4, but because his primary is small forward, that's where we're going to kind of place him. And honestly, you might want to put him at the 3 if your 1 or 2 doesn't have the greatest defense, because you can switch this man onto the person's point guard and really still lock it down. Another glitch card, standing at 6'9", so you can really definitely add some height to your lineup if you keep him at the 3. He's got the offense and the defense. I mean, look at this. 85 driving layup, 85 3 ball, 82 mid-range, 85 driving dunk. Now he cannot create a shot. Not many small forwards in this game can actually at all, but look at the defense. You got the steal, the block, solid perimeter, even solid interior, and very good athleticism. 85 speed and acceleration, 82 lateral quickness. Like, they really blessed this card for a Ruby card, and I believe he's going for about 7,000 to 8,000 MT, which in my opinion is no question a pickup. 16 gold, 6 silver, may not have as many total badges as some of the other budget cards, but this card's gonna get it done. He's already got the attributes, he's already got a lot of gold badges. He will get it done. Posterizer, pogo stick, tireless defender, slithery finisher, clutch shooter, volume shooter, interceptor, blinders, green machine, hot zone hunter, and I mean, you guys see it in the background. His animations are good, his player model is solid, and all around in the past, Darius Miles has always been a great budget card. That legacy has carried on to 2K22. Now, if you're somebody with a higher budget, again, we've got one of the colossal cards that's been around since the first weekend and continues to dominate. Amethyst Julius Randle. Not only does this card have one of the best jumpers in the game, but he's likely one of the best perimeter defenders in the game right now, not named Kawhi Leonard, that budget players can actually afford. This Dr. J is crazy. Whether you choose to play him at the 2 or at the 3, he's gonna get the job done. A lot of people get scared when they look at his 76 3 ball, but what people don't realize is if Julius Randle is open in the game this year, he is knocking it down. If you guys have never used the Julius Randle release before, it's the exact same as Rudy Gay in all the previous years. He's always been cash money, man. 85 driving layup, 85 driving dunk. He can actually create his own shot with a higher ball handle. 85 perimeter, 75 steal, so he can definitely lock it down. And look at how fast and athletic this card is. Not many cards at small forward, or really any, can say that. Unless you're locking in for a Danny Granger or you already got yourself Carmelo Anthony, this Julius Randle is going to be the most athletic card that you got at small forward. Very good lateral quickness as well. And again, when it comes to the badges, you got the one Hall of Fame, the Limitless Takeoff, 11 gold, 6 silver, and 7 bronze. This card all around, man, is just a bucket. And honestly, if you got the budget for this card, I would really recommend you pick him up, because I really don't think you'll regret it. If you want to feel a bit safer, go ahead and buy one that's got a shoe for the 3-pointer, but trust me, in my opinion, especially when he's sitting in the corner, you really don't need it. You're gonna knock it down like 99% of the time if you know how to time a jumper even decently. This Julius Randle is great. Now, when we move over to the power forward spot, man, yes, even with all these diamonds in the game already, sapphires are still nice like that. One of those budget cards being this 86 overall sapphire Michael Porter Jr. standing at 6'10" at power forward, man. This card is so good. Anybody that's used this Michael Porter Jr. card knows exactly what I'm talking about. I think he goes for about 3,000 MT at the most, and offensively, an absolute machine. 84 driving layup, 87 mid-range, 85 3-ball, 80 driving dunk, a solid free throw as well. He's not exactly someone that you're gonna ISO with, but like I said, it's the point guards that are gonna be doing that. Not exactly the greatest defender when it comes to the power forward spot, but offensively, man, this card is such a threat. And like I said, playing defense, at least early on in the year so far, is fairly easy from the most part. So if you got somebody that's 6'10" with an insane wingspan like this Michael Porter, it's honestly going to benefit you a lot more than you think on that defensive end. 80 speed, 81 acceleration. Again, when you keep in mind that he's 6'10", those are great stats. 6 gold, 6 silver, 8 bronze. You got that volume shooter, you got the corner specialist, the catch and shoot, hot zone hunter, difficult shots, glue hands is just a great badge to have on any card. Even rebound chaser at the 4, stop and pop, green machine, bronze blinders. In my opinion, that's a dub. Would I be looking to badge out a card like this? Definitely not. If you can buy one that's already got the badges, that's great. I'd probably look for one that's already got a space creator. Quick first step is always nice to have, even slithery finisher, and maybe even the mismatch expert, although it's rare that you'll find anybody that's going to be taller than Michael Porter Jr. So really, I'm just looking for the quick first step when it comes to this card. That way I can, you know, quick little jab step, explode to the rim, easy bucket just like that. And if you're someone that's got a higher budget, then one card I definitely recommend to you guys is going to be either Ruby Pascal Siakam or Ruby James Worthy. It's really going to come down to what you want out of your your power forward, and we're going to take a look at that super quick. So you can see right here, James Worthy is going to be much better in the post. So if you're somebody that's looking to take advantage of that mismatch, Worthy is actually going to offer you a bit more on offense, because shooting wise, he's the exact same. The one thing I will say is that Siakam has a much user-friendly jumper than Worthy, but Worthy's jumper is actually faster, and once you figure that stuff out, in my opinion, I actually like James Worthy a bit more than Siakam. Now, depending on the route you go, they're both going to be buckets regardless. You can see they both got the driving dunk, both basically got the same ball handle. Siakam is actually slightly better on defense, but James Worthy is going to be the better rebounder and much more athletic on the offensive and defensive end, also offering more lateral quickness and way better pass perception, defensive consistency, and the offensive consistency. And then when we look at the badges, 14 gold for Worthy, 6 for Siakam. So right here, guys, is kind of where I'm gonna let you guys decide, because honestly, whoever you go for, there is no wrong answer. The only thing I will say is that if you do go for James Worthy, kind of make sure you got that jumper on lock, because again, it's a fast jumper. So if you really figure it out, I think James Worthy ends up being the better option. But if you're someone that kind of likes an easy jumper, then Siakam definitely has the better user-friendly jumper, and half the time it is absolutely green. So regardless of which power forward you choose here, if you got a higher budget, it's gonna be a dub. Now, when we move on to the center spot for budget cards, one thing I will say is, as great as these budget cards are gonna be, they really won't be able to hold their own like that against somebody like Diamond Shaq, who's able to really drop step you at will. But don't worry, guys, I might have a solution for you guys that I recommend you try out. But the card that you guys see in front of you right now, a very solid stretch big. If you're someone that's looking for the pick and pop and someone that can shoot the ball and is a bit more athletic, then this Sapphire Marvin Bagley might be that guy for you. Standing at 6'11", solid offense, decent defense, not somebody I would put up against Shaquille O'Neal, but if you're up against somebody like a Serge Ibaka or Kevin Love, Marvin Bagley can definitely hold his own. A very solid driving layup for a big man, solid post game, 70 mid-range, but the 77 3 ball. So like I said, if you pick and pop to the 3, you got a better chance than the 2. The free throw isn't the greatest, but a very good standing and driving dunk. When we go down to the defense, that's kind of where you see that weakness of the 56 block and 70 interior defense, but pretty good rebounding. And like I said, one of the more athletic centers you can get right now early in the year for a budget. The lateral quickness isn't the greatest, the mental game isn't the greatest, but he does come with some solid badges. You got the 6 gold. Brick wall is a great badge to have for a pick and roller or popper. Back down punisher, hustler, post spin is so much more OP than you guys think. And again, if you get Marvin Bagley on a switch, then it doesn't matter who's under there. If it's a point guard, they are gonna get cooked, because that is the way the game works this year. If there's any sort of point guard on a center, unless they're spamming reach to intentional foul, you're gonna cook them like 9 out of 10 times. He's got the worm, the posterizer, the set shooter. Some of the badges he can hold is going to be menace, tireless defender, rebound chaser, which I recommend you buy one that already has it, but I'm not sure if rebound chaser is an expensive badge this year. If it's not, then just buy the badge and throw it on him. You got the rim protector there as well, pickpocket, so there's definitely potential to make him a very solid center. I wouldn't invest too much into him, because again, he is a Sapphire, and we're likely going to get some better centers in the next couple weeks for budget players, because I don't think 2K is going to let the people like Shaq and Kadembe dominate the streets like that with these budget players out there. But this Bagley, man, a great option. Now, if you're somebody that's looking for a more natural center that's going to be able to lock up the cards like Kadembe or Shaq, then Ruby Kadembe actually might be that guy for you. I think he's one of the best, if not the best, natural center that you can get right now for a budget, going for about 9,000 MT. Look at the defense, look at the offense. Unlike the Diamond Kadembe though, he's not going to be shooting the ball like that. The only reason you give this man the ball is if there's a mismatch under the basket, or if you need him to defend under the paint against the Shaq. You can see not much offense going on whatsoever, but one thing I do like is that he's actually got a hittable free throw, which not many centers early on have. On top of that, 85 standing and driving dunk, so you don't have to worry about too many funky animations under the basket. He actually does dunk it quite a lot. No crazy ball handling, but way better defense than a card like Marvin Bagley or Ibaka under the rim. 84 block, 91 interior defense, very good rebounding. Not the fastest center in the game, but honestly not the worst speed either for a lot of these budget center. People like Kevin Love have 45 speed. People like Marc Gasol, who even though can stretch the floor a little bit, he's only got like 40 speed. So to be able to still get a bit of athleticism with a bit of that defense is honestly a nice combo in my opinion. And then when you look at the badges, Not too many gold going on, but again, this man is a base card, so you're looking at a lot of bronze and a lot of silver. But I guarantee you there's somebody out there that's already badged out their Mutombo. So if you're willing to spend an extra 1 or 2k MT for one that's badged out, go ahead and do that, because this Mutombo, he really will get the job done. Now, if you're looking for somebody else that's going to be able to stretch the floor and offers a bit more height for defense, then I would recommend somebody like Ruby Lauri Markkanen, who's standing at 7 feet tall, but is surprisingly one of the more athletic cards you can run at center. And that's funny to say because Lowry really isn't that athletic whatsoever. Not much of a driving layup, but he can really stretch the floor. 85-3, 84 mid-range, decent driving dunk actually. When it comes to the defense, again, just like Marvin Bagley, he's lacking. So this card is going to be a more expensive Bagley, although in my opinion, Bagley actually has the better jumper. He's got the rebounding, and surprisingly 66 speed and acceleration for somebody at 7 feet tall. So he's actually not too shabby because of that. As far as the badges go, he's got 5 gold, 3 silver, 3 bronze, so not too bad at all. Not too much else I can really say on the center except for the fact that he's going to be a pick and popper, so very similar to Bagley. If you guys want to spend a lot more MT, there's Kevin Love out there as well, but honestly, I think you should be fine with a card like Lowry or Marvin Bagley. Kevin Love definitely has a much saucier jumper and is probably going to be a bit better at rebounding, but again, it comes down to how much MT you guys want to spend. Again, I recommend you put most of your MT into the point guard and center spot, because your shooting guard, small forward, and power forward, for the most part, they're going to be spotting up, getting ready to shoot an open shot. And in this game, you can shoot a lot of open shots pretty easily. So that right there, guys, is going to be all the budget cards I recommend, the discount demons. Do with that information what you will. I'm just trying to help you guys out. But with that being said, if you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like. And for you new viewers, you know you got to hit that subscribe button and join the Blasian Nation. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you all have an awesome day, and take care.